Joanne is one of the national research coordinators. She's an experienced water sector researcher and activist, and part of the KEWASNET team. So core part of the Accountability for Water programme. Joanne, if I can ask you to bring your sound and video. How are we doing? Yes, wonderful. Right, and I will share the slides and hand over to you. Okay, I think just tell me when to move on, Joanne.
All right. Okay, thank you so much, Tim, for this opportunity. Before I start off, I would like to recognize the presence of my fellow national research coordinators. That is Mulugeta Gasho from Ethiopia and Jesper Katomero from Tanzania. So I'm Joan Kones, the National Research Coordinator, Kenya, and I'm going to take you through the Professional Research Fellowship. So next slide, Tim. Yeah, so what this presentation entails is what the fellowship is all about, how it's going to work, and how the fellowship is structured, or how it falls within the program, the whole program. Next. All right, so this is a funded research fellowship under the Accountability for Water program. And it's a really key component of the program with the aim of conducting a cross-country research for knowledge generation. So this fellowship is going to be awarded to individuals from organizations within the water sector to ensure that there is value and increase uptake of the program. So the program, the fellowship is going to take up to 18 months, and that is on average around 1 day per week. And so these fellows are going to be at the heart of the program, and we expect them to carry out research that is going to be beneficial to their organizations, which is why we are saying that we prefer people who are already in the water sector, such that these fellows can carry out research that is beneficial to their organizations, and of course guided by the needs, priority knowledge needs of each country. Next slide, Tim. All right, so we have a total of 12 fellowship opportunities, and we are planning to have between 3 to 4 fellows in each country. And how we are going to select these 3 to 4 fellows will be based on proposals. So those who are interested in the fellowship program will be required to develop proposals, and the best 3 to 4 will be selected. So in addition to these 3 to 4 fellows who are going to be in Ethiopia, Tanzania, and Kenya, we are also going to have 3 to 4 other fellows from different parts or other countries with a Pan-African interest. So as I said earlier, the length of time will be about 18 months on average between, around 1 day per week. Next slide, please. All right, so before we select fellows, we are going to do something that we are calling Prepare Ref training. So all those who are interested in being a fellow, if you're really interested, please apply. We're in the process of receiving the applications. But before we select the fellows, we are going to take them through a training that is going to last for 9 weeks. And this training will help in developing and writing the research proposal. So if you're really interested, please apply by writing an email to Tim at timbrewer@waterwitness.org. So maybe Tim, you can put your email address in the chat box so that everyone can have access to it. So the purpose of this training will be basically to assist those who are interested in the program or the fellowship to understand the program better and to develop these proposals, of course, with the support of their host organization. So the program will offer funding for the time devoted to the research. And of course, the program will also support or, offer funding to the organizations for the time spent in doing this work. For those who will be selected to be fellows, they'll receive mentoring or support from in-country partners, including those in academics, and also PASGA and Institute of Development Studies. Next slide, please. All right, so what do we expect to get at the end of this? So we expect to produce a number of things. Number one being country and thematic reports. We also expect to produce research fellow reports. And finally, we expect to produce journal papers, peer-reviewed journal papers. Next, please. Okay, so who can be a fellow? Who's qualified, or who are we looking for to be a research fellow? Number one, as I've said in a couple of slides before, is that this person should work in a water or the wash sector or a related field. So this could be an NGO, it could be a CSO, it could be a research institution, or even ministries, one of the ministries. And since we are looking for future leaders, we would prefer people who are in their early or mid-careers, and of course, somebody with some research experience. So it could be experience from education or school. It could be a PhD holder or a PhD student. Also, it could be experience from your previous work in research. And this is very important too, as somebody who's supported by their employer to participate. So we really encourage that if you're applying for this, please be employed within the wash or the water sector and have your employer support to participate in this. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is how we've structured the fellowship. We have 4 stages. And stage number 1 is the application for the fellowship, and this is ongoing. Once again, if you're really interested in this, please write to Tim and you'll be guided in the next steps. So that is the first stage. Upon application, we are going to conduct pre-PRF training. So this is the 9-week training that I talked about earlier. And this is open to not only those who might, not only the potential PRFs, but all those who are interested. So if you're really interested in this program, you'll be subjected to pre-PRF training and guided in development of the proposals. And this will be between December 2020 and February 2021, after which we are going to select the best. So the best 3 to 4 proposals, we are going to select 3 to 4 fellows per country, and this will be in February 2021. And then from there, we are going to engage these fellows from March 2021 all the way to August 2022. Next slide, please. All right, so where does this fellowship, or where do these fellows fall within the program? So the program has 3 levels. So we have the program management team, which is in charge of managing the program. And we also have the global advisors who are in charge. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Yes, sorry about that. So as I was saying, we have 3 levels of the program. So we have the program management team, which is in charge of managing the program and its delivery as well as reporting. And then we also have the global advisors, and these ones are in charge of peer accountability and support. And then at the national levels, we have the Laidi wa Maji in Tanzania and Water Witness in Ethiopia. So we have these lead country partners and the national research coordinators. And the roles of this at the national level is to support and manage the research delivery. We also have the principal investigators who are going to work closely with the research fellows in terms of mentoring them. They'll also contribute to the cross-country research and support peer-reviewed outputs. At the national level also, we have the National Advisory Group, that is the key advisory body in the in-country programs. So now the professional research fellows and the host organizations are going to produce the research. So in a nutshell, that is where the fellowship and their host organizations fall within the program. With that said, thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joanne. That's really great explanation of the program. I'm sure that there are lots of questions still, which we will try and address. There's plenty of time for questions at the end of the session, as we've just got one more brief presentation to come about the training that Joanne mentioned, and then we will be able to respond to further questions. So do keep asking in the Q&A, and we will be discussing those. But thank you again, Joanne. So we will now be just briefly discussing the training